Hello, my name is Cody Dunlap, and this is a little surreal to say, but I'm presenting my ePortfolio reflection and review. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about my time at Fort Hays. It's been a fairly fast 2 years. I'm excited to share my experiences in classes and also the administrative duties that I have gotten to experience in my district here at USD 399. Like I said, I teach at USD 399. I've been teaching first grade for the past 6 years. I live here in Atoma with my wife and our 2 girls. I have a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old. When I made the introduction video, our 2-month-old was not born, and so that is the difference between that video and this one. But my wife and girls are an absolute blessing to me, and they are at the center of everything that I do. When I'm not teaching, I also coach high school football and high school girls basketball. I run the summer weights program, and I also have my own lawn service LLC in the summer. And so things are certainly getting busy and picking up now, both at home and summer responsibilities as well. Hobbies for me include church activities, anything that has to do with my family, and sports as well. In my introduction video, I have laid out my professional and personal goals, but I will state those for you now as well. 2 years, I hope to not lose sight of my current job as I look for new opportunities. And I've seen that a little bit at play already, just in getting excited for new opportunities and having to remind myself that I am still the first grade educator at USD 399, and I need to take that job very seriously. In 5 years, I hope to be plugged into an administrator's role, and in 10 years, I want to be committed to continual improvement and not grow stagnant or take for granted the position that I'm in. Personally, in 2 years, I'd like to transition well to life with 2 kids in the house. And as my wife and I can attest to now, it might be 2+ years until that transition is complete. In 5 years, I hope to balance a healthy life with my family outside of school and to give them the attention that they deserve and not always work until all hours of the night on school stuff, but give them the time that they deserve from me. And then in 10 years, I hope to enjoy going to school with my kids. Because right now, a lot of times I wake up and I'm out the door before they are awake. And when football season and basketball season is here, a lot of times I don't see them until 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And so I'm excited to get them up, get them dressed, and experience school with them. Moving on to my philosophy of education, which is plugged in here, and I also have pulled up in a new tab. My philosophy of education revolves around the idea that all students require the best of us educators and building leaders. And the plain fact is that all students do not have the same experience when they leave the school. And as educators and building leaders, we need to have that in mind when we educate and interact with our students, that we need to educate them as a whole student and always be cognitive of their experiences and how that shapes their perceptions of us and of their education. And a solution to this idea is to just embrace the leadership style that I've grown most accustomed to and most close to, and that is the servant leadership. And that is basically described as putting others' needs above my own needs and showing people or students and staff that, again, don't share my same experiences and my same perspectives and views on education, showing them that they are loved and cared for in an educational environment, and then educating them and helping them grow to their academic potential. Moving back into my ePortfolio, I'll show you my program of study. Again, nothing negative to say about my time at Fort Hays. I loved having the flexibility and freedom to take these in whatever order. The only strategy I had to use as I got ready to, or really honed in on the idea that I was going to graduate in May 2019, I had to take a class in the intercession to ensure that my load was not going to be too great in the fall or the spring, while I'm still obviously teaching at USD 399. And so keeping one of those open, because I took AEP 855 last summer, and so keeping EDL 856 open to take in the intercession just threw a little strategy in there. But I feel very confident, very proud with the work that I did in those 12 classes, and very thankful for the professors and peers that I got to work with that made this program very, very beneficial and enjoyable as well. Also have my resume plugged into my ePortfolio. I won't go through my entire resume, but just a couple of things to note again. Throwing praise on professors and peers at Fort Hays. I got a couple of academic honors during my time getting this degree. I was inducted into Phi Kappa Phi and also the Fort Hays State Honor Society. And it was not just a solo mission. I have to commend and thank my professors and my colleagues for helping me along the way, because that would not have been possible without them. Moving on to my annotated bibliography. And I also have this plugged in here to my ePortfolio, but I have it pulled up as a tab. And I'll go through these very briefly as to not take too much time. But I have 10 articles laid out here. And the first 4 really have to do with diversity. Diversity as it pertains to social emotional health and minority students, and also diversity as it pertains to inequity in school facilities. And really I'll say the first 5 can be thrown in that category. Number 5 deals with school funding and just making sure that there is financial equity as well. 5 is kind of a crossover. Article number 5 and 6 deal with not only the equity issue, but also school funding. Article number 7 talks about school safety and how we ensure that it is effective and working. Article 8 talks about technology and its place in education. Number 9 deals with special education and talking with teachers about what keeps them in their position and what's driving special education teachers out of the profession. And article number 10, scroll through these here, article number 10 talks about using social media as a positive tool to connect with staff, using closed groups such as Facebook and Snapchat, maybe a closed conversation with staff, or using open groups such as Twitter, Instagram, or open educational resources that not only staff but then also stakeholders in the community could take advantage of. So my 10 academic articles are laid out here. Jumping back into the ePortfolio, and I will jump into my activities. I have activities at the elementary, secondary, and district level. I completed 29 functions. I am using the old ISLLC standards. There are 31 functions, and I completed 29 of them. So just to highlight at least one activity at each level, I would have to say at the elementary level, lunch duty is a job for the administrator in this district, and so it's from a behavior standpoint. There is a secretary that is in the lunchroom as well, but our principal covers lunch duty mainly for behavior purposes. And also, this change was made 2 years ago to give teachers a duty-free lunch, and that helps save money so that teachers have to make a decision. Do they want to pay for a school lunch or bring their lunch from home, thus saving the district money? But been working through continual improvement in the lunchroom, and as you can see here, we've put in a stoplight, and if students can stay in the green or yellow noise level area and not make it to go to red, we get 5 extra minutes of recess, and just helping implement that idea and then supervising that idea every day. And I've provided an email from our principal and superintendent just verifying that it is indeed an administrative duty at USD 399. But wonderful experiences at the elementary level. Moving on to the secondary level, where again I had wonderful experiences. Highlighting one specific is an evaluation that I did just not long ago. I believe on the 27th of March, I evaluated an Algebra 1 class at the high school. It got to set through a lesson, fill out a formal evaluation sheet, or a formal observation sheet, and that is shown here. And just seeing it from an administrative role as opposed to what it feels like and looks like from an educator, and getting to see our high school mathematics teacher give a lesson on inversing integers with his freshman class. It was a fun 30 minutes to go watch. And at the district level, I do have to say, I did hit 29 functions, and I do have 13 district functions, which I do know is over the limit. But at such a small district, so much of what our superintendent and principal does is at this level, and so I had a few here to show, but this one happened outside the district. My highlight of the district activities was my cultural diversity experience. I got to go to a women's shelter for abused women, and just got to see what their lives are like, how they're adapting to life in that shelter, and then what they're doing to improve their lives and move out, and how that, again, going back to my philosophy of education, all students have different experiences, and that helps shape their perspective and view of education and life. And that was just a wonderful experience, and just a recent experience that I've had. I will just show my administrator's evaluation tool. Obviously, this can be seen inside my portfolio. My superintendent principal signed that. We got that taken care of a few weeks ago on the 20th of March. And now I just have to show you my reflection. And I have this pulled up also to read. But basically, the question, my conjecture was I going to feel ready to step into an administrative role given my experiences through this course? And through exploration, I found that I have gained valuable knowledge and valuable insight, and not only did I gain that, but I will continue once given that opportunity as an administrator to continue to learn and grow in that position. I want to thank, again, professors and colleagues, and also my administrator here at USD 399 for all their help. I could not have done it without you all. Thank you very, very much.